Welcome back to another episode of A Piece of Leek Incorporated. And in today's video, we will be starting our very first crochet project. I thought we start simple, so for this project, we are going to be making a coaster. Okay, very simple. The stitches you'll need to know are chain, single crochet, double crochet, and then also slip stitch. The materials that you will need will include weight for yarn. If you don't have a weight for yarn, definitely use and utilize what you already have available to you. Also, a pair of scissors. I'm choosing to use a 3.5 millimeter hook. Okay, if you don't have that, again, use whatever hook size is recommended for the yarn that you are using. I also have darning needles handy just in case I need to tuck in any ends once we're finished. And then I also am going to be utilizing stitch markers. This is something that you do want to make sure that you have handy as a beginner so that you can make sure that you are keeping track with where you are starting and ending your rounds. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into row 1 of our project. So we have our center pole, and I'm going to start by creating a magic ring or a magic circle. Once you have your ring, you're going to go ahead and chain 2. Okay, this will count as your first double crochet. Now, after you have this chain 2, you're going to go ahead and make 11 more double crochets into the ring, equaling 12 double crochets total. If you're not sure, go ahead and pull that up and count in those chains at the very top. 12. I have one more that I need to. What you're going to do is remember to place your stitch marker at the top of that chain 2. So if your chain 2 is here, 1, 2, you're going to see very clearly there's this little loop here. That first V at the very top of that chain 2 is where your stitch marker goes, okay? So that you can know where you should be starting your next row. I'm going to insert my hook back into my loop, pull that tight. I'm going to also take that excess tail because we're going to start to tuck it. So you're going to go ahead and pull that tight. And now we're going to slip stitch. So this is what I was talking about before where we might not have covered it, but very simple to do. Insert where you just placed your stitch marker. Now I'm going to take my yarn tail and place that over my hook as well. So then that way when I yarn over, I'm going to take yarn over and I'm covering that yarn so it's tucked. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. To make a slip stitch, you're just going to take that loop and pull it right through that first one, right? Slipping it right through that first one. And now your first round is completely finished, okay? So I'm going to take my stitch marker out so we can start our new row and place it where it needs to go. To start row 2, you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. That counts as your first double crochet. You're going to place another double crochet into that same space. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, 3 loops are on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 2 double crochets into that first space. Now, you started with 2 chains. At the very top of that first stitch, where you see that first V, is where you're going to insert your stitch marker. Okay? And that's going to happen every time you start a new row. That's where your stitch marker should go. Chain 2 into that very first stitch is where you place your stitch marker so you know where you first started. Now, this second row is consisting of increases all around. Just so you are aware of your terminology, an increase is placing 2 of the same stitch inside of 1 stitch. So because we're doing double crochets, we're going to place 2 double crochets into each stitch around. The first round, we ended with 12 stitches. So by placing 2 double crochets into each stitch, you should end with a total of 24 stitches. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to yarn over. Insert my hook into this next stitch. Make sure that tail is pulled tight and right over that hook because we're going to tuck it as we go to get rid of it. Pull through. After you've yarned over, you have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the first double crochet. Again, place another one in that same stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2. All right, and you're going to continue this all the way around your round until you get right back around to where that first stitch marker is. Remember to continue to stitch, make these stitches, and put that yarn, that any excess yarn that you may have, right behind, so you're stitching over it, so it makes it invisible. You can no longer see it. Okay, and I'm going to meet you back once we have finished and we have a total of 24 stitches. All right, and as you can see here, the yarn that I was saying to tuck, you should by now not be able to see it depending on how long your extra tail was, but it should be tucked out of the way so that you can no longer see it. I have a total of 24 stitches, okay? If you are ever confused, just count them again. And honestly, as a beginner, you should count at the end of each row, right? Once you have your 24 stitches, to end this row, you are going to slip stitch again into the top of your chain 2. All right, that very first stitch that you created at the top of that chain 2, slip stitch. Okay, hopefully it's picking that up. Slip stitch. Remove your stitch marker for now. To start row 3, you're going to chain 2. This counts as your first double crochet. The next row, we're going to do 1 double crochet, then 2 in the next. 1 double crochet, 2 in the next. 1 double crochet, increase in the next. 1 double crochet, increase in the next. And remember, increase just means place 2 of that same stitch into that stitch. So 1 double crochet with our first chain 2. So this is the first double crochet outside of the first one with our chain 2. Remember to place your stitch marker at the top of that first chain 2 first, and put another double crochet into that same stitch. So just so you are able to visualize, we chain 2. At the top of that chain 2, we place our stitch marker. You have 1 and then 2 in the next, which is an increase. The next stitch is 1 double crochet. The next stitch is an increase. So 2 double crochet into the same stitch. Alright, and you're going to do this all the way around. You should end with a total of 36 stitches, okay? Alright, so for the end of this round, you should have ended with an increase, okay? So 2 stitches in that very last stitch before your chain 2. Like every row, slip stitch to join and close this round. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows complete. We're now moving on to our 4th row. Go ahead and remove your stitch marker now. Chain 2. That counts as your very first double crochet of this round. The new pattern is 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase in the next. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase. And you repeat that until you come all the way around. You should end with a total of 48 stitches. To demonstrate, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, make a double crochet. Now we're going to go ahead and place our stitch marker at the top of that chain 2 so we know where we started. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, increase into the next. Remember, that means that you're going to place 2 double crochets into that same stitch. So you should have a total of 4 stitches, okay? And each time you do this, starting over, 1 double crochet, 2, and the next increase, so that's your 3 and 4. You should have a total of 8. So on and so forth. Continue this pattern and I will meet you at the end of row 4. Alright, we've officially finished. You should end with an increase on this row. I'm going to go back and count to make sure I have a total of 48 stitches to end this row. Like always, you're going to slip stitch at the top of your chain 2 where you have your stitch marker. Remove your stitch marker. And that completes row 4. To start row 5, you're going to chain 3. So that's the difference here. We're going to skip that next stitch and go into the very next one. So skip 1. In the next one, do a single crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both of those, single crochet. Then you're going to chain 2. 1, 2, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Chain 2, skip 1, single crochet into the next. Continue to do this until you get back around to that very first one. And let me mark that first one so I know exactly where I started. Okay, so make that all the way around. But you should see that it creates these little spaces. Okay. All right, so at the end of row 5, you should end with a single crochet. If you have one stitch left kind of in between, that's fine. What we're going to do is go ahead and close this round. I'm just going to slip stitch right here into that very last stitch. Okay, because you probably had one more stitch that you could fit right there. Go ahead and slip stitch right there. Now for row 6, over each of the chain spaces from row 5, you're going to do 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets, and you'll repeat that until the end of the row. So I ended with that slip stitch. My first space is here, so 2 single crochet, so that's 1. Go ahead and place your stitch marker in that first single crochet you make so you don't lose that. So you know you did 1, 2 single crochets, chain 1, 2, and 2 more single crochets into that very same space. 1, 2. Okay, same thing. Single crochet into the next, single crochet, chain 2, 2 more single crochets into that very same space. Complete that same pattern all the way around. Okay, and I will meet you when we are at the end, but you should see that it's creating this little design, and you can see those spaces that we created first more prominently. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. All right, and we have officially finished row 6, and that concludes our coaster. To finish this row, all I'm going to do is just slip stitch into where we have that very first stitch marker. I'm going to slip stitch, insert, and pull through, pull up. Once you have a good amount up, take your scissors, cut the excess away, and now pull that loop all the way through. We should have an end that looks like this at the end. All right, now we don't need our stitch marker anymore. To secure, I'm going to place a knot. So all I'm going to do is take my finger, wrap it around. I'm going to insert the hook here, pull through this yarn here, and then I'm going to remove my finger and hold it down so that I can pull and create a knot there. Okay, I'm going to do another one just to be on the safe side. Pull through, knot, so then you know your work will not come apart. Now, if you have a darning needle, you can go ahead and take that out now. If you don't have a darning needle, you could very well cut right here at the tip of that, and you literally will be fine. Nobody will be able to know. And honestly, I might do that because I already double knotted it and you really won't be able to tell. The only thing that I would do is just stitch it through the stitches to make it more invisible. So just to show you guys what that would look like. So you could very well, if you don't have a darning needle, go ahead and just cut that, and it literally wouldn't make a difference. For me, all I want to do to weave in my ends, I'm going to go through the back, and I'm going to find somewhere that I can go through these stitches. Right, I'm going to go through, and I'll pull that through. Okay, so it doesn't alter the shape of the coaster at all. And then all you do here is just tuck those stitches. You want to make sure you're going through the middle of these stitches, so make sure it's not poking through. If you can see your darning needle on the other side, then you're pretty much going through the front. You want to go through the middle of those so that it kind of comes out through the back, right? See that? If you see it on the back, but you can't see it on the front, that means when you pull it through that yarn, I just pull that through, a little bit, and I'm not going to do too much. Honestly, what I do is once I pull it through a couple of stitches, I knot it again. Make sure I pull it tight. And once I knot it again, I pull it to make sure that that knot is not going to go anywhere. And then I just cut. And boom. You now have a coaster. Congratulations, guys. You now can go ahead, take your water bottle. Boom. Sit that bad boy up on that thing. Yeah. Big proud of you. There. So yes, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you found this video to be helpful, if you enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and also share the video. And I will catch you all in the next one.